The house was quiet when Jungkook enters, still smiling from the long day's success. He called softly, "Tae, you home?" No answer. He frowned, checking the living room, the kitchen empty. Just as he turned toward their bedroom, a soft hum came from inside. He pushed the door open and froze. Tong was standing by the window, moonlight spilling over him like liquid silver. He wore something that made Jungkook's brain short circuit, elegant, dark, and just enough to make his heart thump painfully in his chest. Jungkook blinked fast. "What are you wearing?" Tong turned slowly, a teasing smile playing on his lips. "Why, don't you like it?" Jungkook could be trying to stir. "It's nice, just, unexpected." Tong took a step closer and another, his silky cherry-colored night robe swaying with each step, shoulders falling dangerously low. A smooth, silky, and thin strap was everything, which was holding the inside thin layer of nightie, which was short, very short, that made Jungkook good. Walking like a cat, and Jungkook's eyes focused down on the length of the dress. It was just below his private part. Jungkook's brain stopped working, his eyes popped, his throat popped. Jungkook instinctively stepped back until his back of his knees hit the bed. "Tae, what are you doing?" Tong voice dropped to a playful murmur with a finger between his teeth, looking playfully at Cook. "Celebrating my husband's big day, shouldn't I?" Before Jungkook could answer, Taeyong slid his arm around Jungkook's neck. Jungkook's bed, he said. His hand hovered awkwardly at his side. "Tae, yes, love, you are making it hard to think." Taeyong chuckled softly. "That's the idea." He brushed Jungkook's ring aside with his finger, eyes glimmering with mischief. His fingers working on the button of Jungkook's shirt, then quickly popped it. Jungkook took a deep breath. "Tae." He closed his eyes. Tae bit his lip, enjoying the view so much. Jungkook breathing hard, chest going up and down, eyes closed. Tae's fingers working on another button. "You have been blushing ever since I turned it around. Do I really affect you that much, Mr. CEO?" Another button popped and Jungkook has to cover his mouth with his fist over his mouth. Jungkook, fuck, fuck, fuck. He murmured, holding himself back. Tae smirked, looking up at him, popped another button. "You didn't answer me." Jungkook beat his fist, completely red now. You always do." Tae leaned in close enough that Jungkook could feel his breath against his skin. "Then, don't run away this time." His finger traced over Cook's chest, making his head spin. Jungkook whispered, "Who is running?" But his eyes started shyly downward. Tong tilted his head. "You are." He cocked Jungkook's wrist gently, pulling him back toward himself. Their chests pressure. For a moment neither spoke, the air thick with unspoken words and fast heartbeat. Tae popped another button and Jungkook inhaled sharply. Tae, while biting his lip, "I like this scene so much. Want to torture you more." And while smirking, he popped another button out. Cook's abs came in display and Tae sucked a breath. His palm came in contact with Cook's ab. "Wow, look at these abs. So hot, so perfect." He pressed it closer to Jungkook, palm moving upward. "Cook, Tae." Cook's hand grabbed Tae's wrist, stopping him. Tae smirked, moving his hand away, but Jungkook didn't let go of his wrist. "Do you really want me to stop?" He raised a brow and grabbed Jungkook's wrist with his other hand, moving it toward his lips. He took Jungkook's thumb in front of his mouth, and then Cook knows what's going to happen next. He was standing dazed, looking at the heavenly face in front of him. "Cook, Tae, don't, or I wouldn't be able to stop." Tae laughed, leaving Cook's wrist. A small whine left Jungkook's mouth. Tae laughed more and turned it to attach his back with Cook's chest. Tae threw his head back on Cook's shoulder. "So I guess you don't want this, hmm?" he asked with such seductive voice that left Jungkook's knees weakening. Jungkook grabbed Tae's exposed shoulder, lips hovering near Tae's shoulder. "Please, Tae, stop me. Stop this or..." Tae looked at Cook, head thrown back. "Or what, Cook?" He grabbed Cook's head with his hand and moved his head forward, making Jungkook's lips touch his own shoulder. Cook." Jungkook lost 8. He lost control and kisses Taya's shoulder slowly, softly at first until Taya started leaving those sounds again. And his soft kisses turned into harsh, sucking one. Shagok's hand landed on Taya's waist, pulling him like flesh against his chest. Lovers touching. Taya let the sound again. Shagok, you will regret making me lose my self-control. His lips traveled up to Taya's neck to his ear, leaving wet trails of his tongue. Taya, cook. The living room of John Mansion was buzzing with laughter and shouts. Shagok sat on the end of the couch with his laptop open, scrolling through wedding venues, while Tong stood behind the sofa, arms crossed, already frowning. Tong, I said beach wedding. Shagok, sunset, waves, soft sand, romantic. Shagok, and I said royal hall. Tong, I am not walking down the alley with sand in my shoe. Tong, then don't wear shoe. Shagok, then don't make it beach. The family sitting nearby was already laughing. Grandpa said his tea. Yoongi hid his grin behind his phone, and Jin was clapping like he was the best drama he had ever watched. Jin, oh, I love this. It's like watching a live K-drama. Call it my shouted grandson. The wedding edition, Yoongi. Season 2, apparently. He muttered it, not looking up. Tong pointing dramatically at Shagok. I planned the best honeymoon, so it's only fair you agree to my venue. Shagok pouting. Yeah, and you also kidnapped me once. Remember? Maybe it's my turn to choose something. The whole room froze for 2 seconds, then burst into laughter. Grandpa, tush. Shagok, that's called emotional damage with elegance. Tong glaring. Grandpa, don't encourage him. Grandpa chuckling. Why not? It's finally nice to see him winning an argument for once. Shagok smirked and leaning back smugly, arms folded. Shagok's jaw dropped. He dramatically stomped toward him and pointed. Tong, fine. If we are not having a beach wedding, then I am not walking down any essay. Shagok standing up, challenging. Oh yeah, then I will just marry myself. Jin, gasping, pretending to faint. Oh no, the modern Cinderella twill. Yoongi, deadpan. Then we will call it the divorce before the wedding. Everyone laughed again except Tong and Shagok, who were now standing face to face, glaring like two children fighting over the last piece of cake. Grandpa, alright, enough of this nonsense. He stood up, smiling mischievously. You two can't decide? Then I will decide for you. Both turned toward him immediately. Shagok, Grandpa, you will be fair, right? Tong, yes, Grandpa. Please, choose something classy. Grandpa grinning. Simple, we will have 2 weddings. One at the beach and one in the royal hall. Everyone, what? Shin, oh, I love that. Twice the food, twice the drama. Yoongi, twice the bills. Grandpa, waving his hand. Money? Not the issue. I just want both my grandson happy. Tong turned to Shagok with a small smirk. See, even the universe wants me to win. Shagok smiling back, pulling him closer. Yeah, well, this time I don't mind losing to you. Tong blinked in surprise, his anger melting instantly as Shagok pressed a soft kiss on his forehead, earning a loud, exaggerating awe from Jin and a secretive "Get a room" from Yoongi. Grandpa chuckled, clapping his hands once. Alright, meeting adjourned. Now, both of you go plan your 2 weddings before you start planning 2 divorces. Everyone burst into laughter again, leaving Tong and Shagok smiling shyly at each other, because deep down both knew this time this marriage would be out of pure love. The salty breeze brushed through Tong's hair as he stood barefoot on the sand, staring at the decoration arch made of white roses and seashell. Tong smiling softly. See, told you the beach would be magical. Behind him, Shagok came walking in, white shirt, half unbuttoned his sleeves rolled, sunglasses on, holding a clipboard like a serious planner. Shagok, it's magical, yes, until the wind knocks everything down. As if on cue, one of the flower garland fell from the arch and hit Yoongi on the head. Yoongi, I'm fine, just attacked by romance. Jin laughing. At least something finally hit you. Yoongi, maybe say love next. Hyugi, I will pass. Everyone laughed as the crew hurried to fix the decoration. Jungkook went over to shake the lights while Dong followed him. He saw Step leaving the soul prints in the sand. He wrapped his arm around Jungkook from behind, Dong whispering, "Stop worrying, it's just rehearsal." Jungkook grinning, still pretending to be busy. "If I don't worry, you will. We can't both panic." Dong, "Who said I panic?" Jin calling out, "Yesterday, when the cake was late, you cried." Dong turning red. "That was emotional expression, not panic." Grandpa from the beach chair, "Call it whatever you want, kiddo. You look it like a seal clapping for fish." Everyone burst out laughing. Even Jungkook bent down laughing so hard he almost dropped the clipboard. Dong crosses his arm and huffed dramatically, "I am not walking to any of you." Jungkook still laughing, pulling him close. "Then just talk to me." Dong blinked up at him and Jungkook's playfulness softened. The teasing faded. The only sound left were the waves of the wind. Jungkook quickly, "Honestly, you were right. The beach is perfect. You are perfect." Dong cheeks turned pink, lips pouted, slowly turning into shy smile. "See that again?" Jungkook, "You're perfect." Yoongi groaning, "Can we rehearse before I throw myself into the scene?" Jin, "Let them have their moment, Yoongi. It's rehearsal for vows." Grandpa, "Then someone better rehearse the part where I cry." The ground loved it again. But Jungkook only had eyes for Dong. He leaned in and kisses him softly, right there, the wind carrying the sound of laughter and waves. For a second, it felt like the world paused. The setting sun, the ocean breeze, their families, laughter, everything melted into one perfect kiss. When they finally played back, Jungkook brushed a grain of sand from Dong's cheek. Jungkook teasing, "Ready for the real thing tomorrow, Beach Prince?" Dong smiling, "As long as it's you, I am ready for anything." Grandpa clapped his hand once. "Alright, lovebirds, rehearsal over. Time for dinner before someone start kissing the sand next." Everyone laughed and started heading toward the beachside table, fairy light glowing over it while Jungkook and Dong lingered behind, hand in hand, washing the sea together. The sun had just started to dip lower over Jeju Sea. The wind carried the scent of the salt and flowers through the air, fairy lights trailing around white drapes, seashell glimmering on the arching, soft music from the live violins playing with the sound of the waves. Everything was perfect, except Jungkook. He was standing near the Atla, forgetting with his cuffling for the 10th time. Yoongi leaned over lazily from the chair. "You know, if you keep touching those cuffs, they will fall off before the vows." Jungkook nervous laugh. "I just want everything to go right today." Jin from the other side, "Oh please, you survived kidnapping, casino drama and Grandpa's matchmaking. You can survive a wedding." Grandpa smiling, adjusting his head. "I will take credit for the masterpiece. By the way, my plan worked better than a movie." Everyone shook their head. Jungkook, however, kept looking toward the beachside villa, reading, his heartbeat echoing louder than the music. Then finally the soft stone of the guitar echoed, and all head turning, there stood Dong, barefoot, dressed in a soft cream suit that shimmered faintly under the golden light, the single white rose pinned to his chest. The breeze played with his hair as he walked down, and Sandy Ashley, his eyes never leaving Jungkook's. Jungkook whispering under his breath, "God, he is beautiful." As Dong reached him, Jungkook held out his hand and Tai took it with a shy smile. Their fingers interlocked naturally, like they had always belonged there. The ceremony began. "Officer, we are gathered here today to celebrate something that started unexpectedly, maybe even wildly, but grew into love, strong enough to survive anything." Everyone smiled, knowing, especially Grandpa, who winked. "Officer, before the vows, the couple has chosen to share a few words from the heart." Dong went first, his hand trembling slightly as he looked at Jungkook. "When I met, everything between us was chaos. You were the storm, and I was the fool who tried to fight it. But somehow, in the storm, you become a calm. You taught me that love isn't perfect, it's patience, forgiving, and brave. I don't promise a life without argument or stubborn moments, but I promise a love that never leaves. Shukuk blinked rapidly, trying not to cry. Even Ungi cleared his throat awkwardly. Now, it was Jungkook's turn. He smiled. Dong, I have done a lot of things wrong in my life, but loving you, that's the one thing I got completely right. You made my world brighter, louder, softer, all at once. And if I ever lose my way again, I know you will be the light leading me home. Tongue scared. He reached out and wiped a tear off Jungkook's cheek with his thumb. Official, please exchange the ring. Grandpa stepped forward proudly with the velvet box, pretending to limp dramatically. Grandpa, careful boys, those rings cost me more stress than raising Jungkook. Everyone burst out laughter, then tongue. They slid the ring into each other's fingers, hand trembling, heart racing. Officer, by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husbands again. Chin whispering loudly. Don't forget, this time it's real. The moment their lips met, a wave crashed behind them, as if the ocean itself was celebrating. The crowd cheered. Chin threw flower petal. Hyungi clapped half-heartedly, and Grandpa wiped his tear, muttering, finally, not by force, but by love. As the case settled down the dinner under the fairy light, Jungkook took Taeyong's hand. Taeyong, what are you up to now? Jungkook smiling mischievously. Just watch. He guided Taeyong toward the shoreline, where suddenly a string of fireworks burst into the sky, forming words in golden sparkle. G plus T forever. Taeyong gasped, eyes wide. Taeyong tearily laughed. You did all this? Jungkook, I wanted to rewrite our story. No more tears, no more secret, only love. Taeyong leaned forward and kissed him deeply under the firework. The light reflected in both of their eyes. Behind them, the family watched with smirk, Chin pretending to swoon, Hyungi rolling his eyes, Grandpa whispering a quiet prayer of gratitude. The waves crashed softly, laughter echoing in the distance, and Jungkook whispered against Taeyong's ear, Jungkook, let's make forever start tonight. Taeyong smiles, resting his head on Jungkook's shoulder. Forever sounds perfect, as long as it's with you. And this time, it was a forced marriage. It was a love written in the star, sealed by the sea, and blessed by the family who once doubted it. The next wedding was nothing like the soft breezy beach one. This was John Jungkook's dream wedding, grand, glittering, and majestic. The venue, a 5-star crystal ballroom in Seoul, decorated with thousands of white roses, floating candlelight, and glass sleigh that reflected golden light. A live orchestra played gentle classic music while elite guests filled the seat. CEO, celebrities, even government ministers. Tom walked in wearing a stunning ivory suit with subtle pearls stitched along the collarbone. Jungkook stood near the athlete with a sleek black tuxedo, classic, royal, and every bit of the perfectionist he was known to be. As soon as Taeyong reached him, he whispered with a teasing smile, Taeyong, I still think the beach wedding was prettier. Jungkook smirking. The beach wedding looked like a vacation. This, he gestured around the grand hall, is an event the whole country will remember. Taeyong, oh, so you wanted a press conference, not a marriage? Jungkook, maybe both. You look too good not to show up. Taeyong blushed, trying to stay annoyed but failing. Miserably, the priest cleared his throat. Priest, we are gathered here to witness the union of Kim Taeyong and Jeon Jungkook. Before he could finish, Chin, they already got married once and they are still fighting. Let's see how long this one lasts. Yoongi shook head, covering his mouth. My bad, they will start arguing before the vows. He wasn't wrong. When the priest asked for the vows, Jungkook went first, confident and charming. Jungkook, Taeyong, you drive me insane almost every day, but even your stubbornness is a reason I feel in love with you. You make Shaw's feel like home, and I promise to love you even when you steal the blanket at night. Everyone laughs softly. Thong smiles sweetly. Then his turn came. Jungkook, you're dramatic, bossy, and you think every wedding should cost a fortune. Jungkook gasped, more offended. Thong continued, but you're also the reason I smile first thing every morning. So even though this wedding looks like a movie set, I will marry you again and again, even in a tiny room with no audience. The audience awed loudly, some even wiped tears. The praise smiled. By the power vested in me, I now pronounce you. Before he could finish, Jungkook leaned in and kissed Thong deeply. Camera flashes spitted raining down and the orchestra swelled. But then, Thong pulling away teasing. You didn't even let him finish. Jungkook, I waited long enough through your speech about my budget. Thong, oh please. You bought flowers, bought a car. Jungkook, because my husband deserves only the best. Jin, shouting from the front row. Save the flirting for later, kids. Everyone burst out laughter. Later that night, the hall glowed under the candelabra. Jungkook's friend Toset Jin gave a heartfelt swish. Yoongi even cracked a rare smile. When it was the time for their first turn, Thong whispered, Fine, I will admit, this wedding was beautiful. Jungkook grinning, pulling him closer. Told you, but the best part of both weddings was you. Thong, smooth talker. Jungkook, forever yours. As they danced, everyone clapped and cheered. Two weddings, one love story, and a lifetime of beautiful bickering ahead. A cozy morning in Jeon Mansion. Thong is 6 months pregnant, wearing Jungkook's oversized t-shirt, sitting cross-legged on the couch, surrounded by snacks and baby catalogs. Jungkook walked in holding a smoothie. They, love, you asked for strawberry banana here. Thong narrowed his eyes. Is this light strawberry banana or real strawberry banana? Jungkook blinked. What the difference? Thong gasped dramatically, putting his hand on his bum. The baby knows the difference, Cookie. He kicks when it's fake. Jungkook trying not to laugh. Love, it's literally fruit and milk. There is no fake. Thong, don't argue with the pregnant person. You will scare the baby emotionally. Jungkook dropped on his knees beside him, rubbing his temple. Okay, baby, I am sorry. Your papa is just trying to save you from artificial sugar. Thong interrupted, voice rising. He doesn't need sugar, he needs love and fries. Jungkook looked at the empty fries box on the table. You already had fries? Thong crossed his arms. They were emotional fries. These will be hunger fries. Jungkook went on the kitchen, making a third batch of fries while taking to himself, Jungkook mumbling. He used to flirt. Now he fights over potatoes. What happened to my seductive husband? From living room. I heard that John Jungkook. Jungkook nearly dropped his spam. He turned to find Thong standing in the doorway, pouty and beautiful, rubbing his belly like a protective lioness. Thong, you promised to love all versions of me, even the angry potato-loving one. Jungkook walked over, grinning despite himself. I do love all versions of you, especially the dramatic one holding my child hostage for fries. Thong squirmed, pretending to be offended, then broke into a laugh. You are lucky I can't chase you right now. Jungkook leaned closer, whispering, Oh, you don't have to chase me. You already caught me. Thong blushed, pushing his chest playfully. Stop being cute when I am mad. It's confusing. The both burst out laughing. Jungkook placed the fries on Thong's lap and kissed his forehead gently. Jungkook, you're impossible. Thong, you love impossible. Jungkook, unfortunately, yes. Grandpa enters suddenly holding a blanket of baby stock. You two arguing again? What is it now? Because our pillow fight? Thong pouted. He gave me fake strawberry banana smoothie. Grandpa laughed so hard he almost dropped the socks. Jungkook sighed in defeat. Grandpa, I remember. This piece with your grandma. Good luck, Jungkook. From now on, till delivery, you will never win an argument. Jungkook dramatically whispered to Thong's mom, Buddy, your mama is a tyrant. Thong, and you still feel for me? Shankuk grinned, pressing a kiss on his palm. Every single time. A bright weekday morning. The John mansion isn't peaceful. It's loud, lively, and adorable showers. In the living room, tiny Gio, their 4-year-old son, ran around holding a toy dinosaur in one hand and his shoe in other. Tom was crouched by the couch, searching frantically. Where is the lunchbox, Shankuk? You packed it last night. Shankuk, half-dressed, running around with a pie in his hand. No, you packed it. I just cut the fruit. Tom, I did not. You said I will handle it. Tai, go sleep. Shankuk, I said that. Damn. Why am I so generous when I am sleepy? Gio interrupted loudly, holding up the toy. Gio, Appa, Daddy, Rex want to go to school too. Tong stayed searching. Tell Rex to stay home and guard the living room. Gio, gasping. No, he will get lonely. Shankuk, fine, Rex goes to school. If he wears socks like everyone else. Gio puzzled, seriously thinking. Then he ran off apparently to find socks for the dinosaur. Tong groaned, straightening up with his hair sticking out. We are going to be late. Why do morning always feels like a war zone? Shankuk putting his tie crookedly. Because you act like a general ailing orders at 7 a.m. Tong, because the general's husband can't find his oven car keys from the kitchen. Canpa's laughter echoed as he sipped his coffee. Ah, sounds of love and shouts. My morning entertainment. Jin shading the newspaper beside him. You could help them, you know, Grandpa. And run the fun? Never. Cut to Jihu. Comes running back. Rex now wearing 2 mismatched baby socks. Jihu proudly. It's ready. Tom. Perfect. Now if only your dad could find his car keys. Shankuk holding up them. Found them under the fridge. Tom. Under the fridge? Shankuk. What were you doing near the fridge with keys? Shankuk. Bonding. Tom. You are unbelievable. Shankuk grinning. You married me twice, remember? Tom. I regret nothing, but I might if we miss the school bus. Tom was helping Gio put his backpack while Shankuk was trying to fix Gio's hair. Gio squirmed away. Gio, Daddy, stop. My hair looks cool like this. Shankuk, you look like you stuck your finger in a socket. Tom sneaking. Let him be. Shankuk, it's called creative freedom. Shankuk, at 4? Tom, he's your son after all. Gio, can Rex sit on my lap in the car? Shankuk, Rex has to wear the seatbelt too. Gio, he doesn't have arms. Tom, then we will use imagination. Shankuk, this family is going to be the reason I go grey before 30. Tom grinning. You will still be handsome. Finally, they got into the car. Gio stepped in, Rex on his lap, and Tom sipping his morning juice. The engine started. Tom, wait, did we pack his lunch? Shankuk freezes. Oh no. Gio, we forgot Rex's lunch too. Tom, Shankuk? Shankuk groaning, turning off the car. We are never having another kid. Tom smiling mischievously. You said that before Gio was born? Shankuk. And I still married you twice. I never learned. Tom leaned over and kisses his cheek. Good, because you are stuck with us. The Charles trio. Shankuk softly smiling. Wouldn't have it any other way. I love you guys. Shihu and Tom, we love you too.